Hi, Cecile. This is Matthew. This is your blueprint. Thank you for ordering this. I was struggling a little bit to get some things, and then it broke loose, and maybe I was a little bit out of practice, but I just pray for you. So, dear Father, I pray that Cecile would receive this, that the things that may be too much for her, maybe too big for her. Notice a couple of things that she may even not be motivated to do, that you would lead her and and show her in this blueprint that she really is called to do these things. And I pray that she would take this to prayer and rest on you, and get the assurances of your Holy Spirit that this is truly what she's called to do. And I just pray that when she looks at this and sees some things that would be hard for her to do and challenging for her to do, that you would fill her up with your love and your direction, and that you would give her the grace to do these things and overcome these things. So number one, so if you're watching this, this is called a Prophetic Blueprint, and underneath this video where you see more underneath, press see more, and you'll be able to work out, watch a video about what the blueprint's about. Then you can make the time to hear what Auty has to say about blueprints, and Auty does blueprints too, my friend. And I recommend, Cecile, that you get one off Auty too, and you can do that in the description link down here. I've got his email address. And I encourage everyone to get a blueprint because they are comprehensive look at their life. So, Cecile, number one, I'm going to probably write some of this text in the blueprint in the description tag. So you've got a copy of these notes of mine. So you're going to be a woman of prayer. I see that not only are you going to be a woman of prayer, but I feel that you're going to be the instigator and the creator and the leader of a prayer group. I found that, personally, I found that the Zoom program is a very good one for video conferencing, and you can all have a screen and watch and interact together. The most I've had is 15 people, but you can watch and interact and be together on Zoom, and it's a really good platform. And I can see you somehow. I don't know how you're going to contact the people, but I can see you building a very powerful prayer group, and even the enemy seems to want to attack me when I'm doing these things. See you powerfully being used to mentor people, teach people in prayer, and have a prayer group that meets on Zoom or Skype or something like that, where you all individually pray and you spend an hour or two in prayer once a week or whatever. So that's the first thing I saw. Now, if you just did that and organised that, that would be enough for God. So these prophetic blueprints are like the manifestation of the verse, and you can do exceedingly abundantly more than you can ask or think. So Ephesians 3:20 says that you'll do exceedingly abundantly more than you can even think about or pray about. When I release these blueprints, it's like you're seeing that exceedingly abundantly thing. So I'm talking about something that's exceedingly abundantly more than you can ask or think. I'm actually going to tell you over the next half an hour hopefully half an hour. It could be shorter, but we'll see how we go. But I'm going to be telling you the things that are exceedingly abundantly involved in your future. And so there's a good temptation to reject it and walk away and say, I don't believe that. I can't do all those things. This guy's crazy. He's wrong. And I want you to remember that I've done 25,000 prophecies, and I'm very good at being right, very accurate. And whether you believe this or not, that you can keep this video, get this typed up by a typist, and you keep it and keep on pressing into God, and there'll come a time when these things manifest. So, number 2, I can see you as an encourager. You're very natural. You are you're very natural encourager, and so I'm doing a blueprint for someone else too, and they've got the same thing. So I was just writing it down. So you're very natural at encouraging people. You find people are saying thank you and thanking you so much, thanking you profusely for so deeply encouraging them. And you find that sometimes people are thanking you before you even realized what you did. It comes so naturally to you to build people up and encourage them, and be a real blessing, that it really isn't even effort. It's something you do as natural as breathing. Like when I talk about breathing, everyone concentrates on their breathing. But if I don't mention breathing to you and make you concentrate on it, you're never sort of conscious as you go through life. You're never really conscious of breathing. And it's the same thing with your gift of encouragement. You're so gifted at it, you're so good at it, it comes so natural to you that it doesn't even seem like it's an effort or anything hard to do. God taking that to another level. I've got a book called Prophetic Evangelism Made Simple, and I encourage you to get that book because God wants you to read that book, get inspired by the book, pray for the gift of prophecy, and start to move in the gift of prophecy, and go out and start to encourage thousands and thousands of strangers with the gift of prophecy through prophetic evangelism. God's got a good use for your prophetic gift, and he's going to develop you into a prophet, but he does want you to buy that book, to get inspired, to get the gift of prophecy, start to prophesy over strangers. Said, these will be half an hour, and if it takes less than half an hour, please forgive me. To fill up the half an hour, sometimes I might have to speak a lot, and this probably have more impact if I spoke less, interpreting it, and just had the key factors. So I did one, and I didn't check the time a while back, and it was 26 minutes, and so it was under 30 minutes, like I promised. Number 3, prophetic teacher. So a prophet and a teacher. So God's called you to be a prophet. Takes a number of years to develop into a prophet, develop the character of a prophet. So God's called you to be a prophet, but he's also called you to be a prophetic teacher. And so you give words of the Lord to people and churches, and you're going to be a teacher of the people. You're going to do videos, books, and blogs. And this cough just manifests all the time, like manifest spirits acting on me, whenever I'm doing something powerful. So there must be, I said this may be hard for you and not what you want to do, but God has given you this, and you'll do it by His grace. So this idea of doing videos and teaching, writing books and publishing books, and doing blog posts, they're all things that may be difficult for you to comprehend and difficult for you to do. But I know that when you decide that that's your course of action, that the people really do need to be taught, the people of God really are blind, and most of the teachers out there are pretty blind. And when you come into that realization that the people really need what God has been showing you, what God has been teaching you, you'll get into the place where you'll have to love, and that'll move you in compassion, and that'll push you past your reluctance to become a teacher, and it'll develop you into a really fine teacher. Now, someone who has been called to teach, who steps into the gift through the grace of God, they become a lot better teacher if they never felt like doing it and they were called specifically by God, than someone who thinks he's got a lot to say, and someone who thinks he's got a lot to teach people. The person who thinks that they're gifted and got a lot to say most often haven't got anything profound to say. They're just full of themselves and just want to be used. The fact that you're opposite, the fact that you don't want to be out in front, and the fact that you don't feel worthy maybe of doing such an excellent thing means that you're more called to do it. And that's why it's going to be so much more remarkable when God gives you the grace to do it. Number 4, I see a lot of things that are in myself, so I don't organise a prayer group, but the other ones I do. See you doing prophetic coaching, developing as a prophet with strong prophetic insight. And I can see you moving eventually, this may be years ahead, into prophetic coaching, where God's going to open up the doors to coach people and companies in the future. This will be by faith. So this will manifest in years to come as you get a lot of experience in the prophetic and you're confident as a prophet. Then God will lead you to do something that will move you into a position where you start to coach individuals and teach people how to garner respect. So it's like a life coach, but also a business coach, where you're going to be used to use your prophetic gift to help companies make the decisions and make good decisions. You're going to be used and paid handsomely to coach companies and to coach individuals. There may be even a dimension of spiritual healing there, where you may even be able to do deliverance and spiritual healing for people, and that may be in your skill set. I so apologise for this cough. Number 5, you're going to be an ideas person. You'll get many ideas, and this will lead to many things, businesses or anything else that will come from the ideas, and these ideas will lead to many things. So that was hard to get. I didn't get a lot of specifics on that, but it seems that you're going to be this person who has many ideas, and some of them will generate in business. Some of them will help you coach clients and be a business coach and be ideas for other businesses. I don't know how all of these ideas are going to manifest, whether they're going to be businesses or teachings or insights or revelations, but you're going to already get many ideas. and you're going to start to not just get the ideas, but you're going to carry them through, and you're going to steward the ideas until they manifest in all different separate ways. And you pretty well know this is true because you're always getting ideas now, and you may be not putting them into practice, or maybe money stopping you, or investment stopping you, or time to actually do it. So you just get an idea and you just dismiss it, saying that would be a good idea. Well, there's going to come a time where you've got money and you've got time and you've got resources, and instead of the ideas just coming in and going, you're going to capture them and implement them, and it's going to lead to some wealth and some success, and it's going to help other people, because sometimes you'll get ideas for someone else and they'll run with it and make money. Number 6, you're going to develop great intimacy and teach and mentor it, maybe in Zoom classes, and I can even see Masterclasses. So you can have these things called webinars where you can teach and 100 people Zoom in. You could set up a website and sell webinars so that you get 100 students. They pay a certain amount for the course, and you take them through 20 videos. And if you did the webinars on Zoom and you recorded it like this video is done on Zoom, then you could convert each of the videos and the interactions that you get in these webinars, and the questions that people ask you live, and incorporate all the teaching and the teachings, all the teachings and the questions into a video series. And you could have 20, 25 videos on teaching intimacy. First of all, to teach on intimacy, you've got to be tremendously intimate with the Lord. You've got to have something. You've got to be in a very intimate position with the Lord to be able to teach it and to equip people in it. And so you've got a journey, maybe a journey ahead of growing closer and closer. But in the future, you're going to be an expert in intimacy, and you're going to teach it really effectively and powerfully to people. Not only going to perhaps do webinars and Zoom classes to interact with other people with their questions and make it into content, but you're going to make it into contact and maybe do masterclasses, and the webinar would be a fee. And you make money out of the webinar, teaching 50 people online at once, and make money after the fact when you sell it as a masterclass. So the class on intimacy might be 26 weeks at an hour a week webinar, and then the 26 webinars made into video and the interactive questions made into a masterclass, and you could charge, instead of $300, $100 just for the download. So that's all money in the future. And I realize you haven't got a big interest in money, but when you generate good money, then you can really be powerfully used to support other ministries and other things. Number 7, you're going to get many revelations. You're going to work on them and develop them, research them and build them and add to them until one day you release them. They're going to have a very powerful effect on the church. So God is going to give you revelations, and then you're going to work on it, then steward it and walk with it and get some practical knowledge and testimony when it comes to that revelation, then the Holy Spirit's gonna add to your knowledge and add to it and add to it. And you're gonna collect the information and maybe teach it or write it out, and you're gonna build and build and build until you get to the stage where you've got the platform, you've got the ability, you've got the followers, where you can just release the revelations. And I imagine some of them would be released in video. And sorry for yawning. I believe that some of them will be released through books. And I can see some of these powerful revelations you being interviewed by the equivalent in 10 or 20 years, whenever this is happening, the equivalent of who Sid Roth is today, that on Christian television, on television, you'll be interviewed about this revelation, about this new book, this world-shaking book that you release. And I believe the books on this revelation won't just be books that 10 people buy a month. I really believe, it's hard for me to say this because none of my books are bestsellers at the moment, but I really believe that these revelations will be so good that God will make sure that he gives it a platform, gives it a readership that affects the maximum amount of people. So that was that one. Number 8, a visionary. You're going to get vision for other people, churches and corporations. You'll not get profits from the ideas, but you'll be paid for your time. Sometimes you'll just call or email a company with a vision for them, and that'll be at no cost to them. So the Lord is going to powerfully use you with ideas and visions. Like a vision is like a moving picture of something in the future, and you're going to get visions for people and for businesses. And this is where I said before that you'll be a business coach. You'll be able to see future vision of a company and powerful impacts and powerful things that they're going to do. And you're going to release that vision. This is your future. This is what you're going to work toward. Much of this vision, many of these ideas will be shared with companies, and they'll just pay you for your time for sharing it with them, but they'll make millions of dollars out of your ideas. And because you're a person who doesn't place a big importance on money, you'll be able to release ideas to people just getting an hourly rate, but it could be quite $10,000 for your hour. You'll be able to release these visions to these companies and then make millions of dollars from your idea and your vision. And then from time to time, you'll be important, and you'll be able to write to certain companies. Just see a vision of you watching TV and you're watching a news report, and it's reporting on a certain company. While they're showing you the news report, you get a vision and you get an idea for that company that they're reporting on. And you'll have many business clients that are corporations that are clients of yours, but on a number of occasions, they won't be clients of yours. And so you'll get in touch with someone important in the corporation, and you may release a vision, like a video for them, or release a long email to them, clearly stating what you saw, clearly stating what you saw was like a change or transformation in the company, and detailing how they'd do it and how they'd achieve it. And So sorry for that. I hate this thing. I just can't seem to be kicking it. So you'll be always driven by love. You'll always be driven by the ideas. It won't be ever about money for you. It'll be about improving a company and giving a company good ideas. So you know the email that you send will have a stamp with your website address and stuff on it. When an important person in the corporation reads the thing and sees that it's just what the company has desired for a breakthrough, a new idea, and it totally aligns with who they are and where they're going. And when they see it's powerful and was just given to them for free, many of them will chase your website, realize that you're a business coach, and come and get in touch with you and dump a whole lot of money on you for the idea. So I learned very early that if years ago, that if you just have your hand out and don't try and hold on to things, but just share things and just have like an idea to just be a person that shares things and not worry that it was your idea and not worry or try and own the idea, but just release them, you'll be treated a whole lot better. And some of these companies that you release these free ideas from will get back in touch with you and pay you handsomely, maybe even more than what they would have paid for an hour consultation. So these sort of things that you've got a tremendous faith in the Lord. These sort of things you'll just leave to the Lord to compensate you. And to be honest, and I know you because I see you, to be honest, you don't. It will never be about compensation. It will never be about money. It'll be about improving companies and releasing powerful ideas to them. So, and number 9, God's friend. I believe you've got great intimacy and you've developed some great intimacy already, and I'm just coming into being a friend of God's. I'm a really good friend of Jesus, but I believe that you're going to be a very close and intimate friend to God, and he's going to start sharing his secrets. Beforehand, I said he'll share his revelations and he'll work on the revelations and work and study and add to them, and work and study and add to them and apply them and get it done. Some of those revelations will become powerful books, that life-shaking, earth-shaking books. But as you grow over the years with getting these revelations and talking to God and encountering God, you're going to grow very, very close to God. And God's going to start to invite you up into the heavenly councils where prophets in heaven meet together and make decisions on the earth, and they sit in council meetings and make preparations and plans and things that it's going to bring to the world and things they're going to do. It's very important that living humans operate and interact with those heavenly councils, because it's the prophet on the earth that can release the word on the earth and have the power to create on earth. They can do a lot of things in heaven, but a lot of times they need a human conduit to release the word and have the authority to create on the world. And you'll be that human conduit. You'll be that special person who is a friend of God. And sort of like Abraham contended for Sodom, Moses contended for the Israelites. Elijah made this powerful thing where it didn't rain in Israel and contended for Israel's faith. You'll be this powerful person on earth, and perhaps this is the most important to you. You'll be this powerful person on earth that hears things, that talks things over in councils of heaven, and then releases things on the earth that have tremendous and great impact on the earth. So we've come to officially 30 minutes, and I'm happy for this. Now I'll be available. You can send me a donation, whatever you feel that you want to pay for my time, and you can bless me with a lot of money or a little bit of money, and you can get this typed out, or I'll have like notes under the video in the description tag. I'll have just one-line notes which will give me this idea of what I've said. And we can spend some time over Zoom and talk back and forth and discuss how you're going to do it. But I do want to warn you that this is big, and it's like seeing the exceedingly abundantly more than you can ask or think. You're seeing it now, and that's scary. And don't be a Jonah and run away from the Lord's vision and say, I'm not going to do it. Take this to the Lord, play it a couple of times, take it to the Lord and really seek the Lord, because this is what I saw for you. Now, in the description tag underneath, you have Auty's email address. He watches every video of mine. He's watched 1,600 videos of mine. He really loves what I do. He really agrees with what I do. And he'll be watching this. So I encourage you to write to him and ask him to do a blueprint over your life. As he watches this, he'll get other ideas, and a combination of my blueprint and his blueprint will be really extensive for you. Now, I'm not telling you have to. I'm not ordering anyone around, and I'm just like you. It's not about money. I'm not selling his service to make him get some money. I'm saying that he can really add more dimension to who you are if you get a blueprint of him. So with that, I encourage you to write to me and give me feedback. And I'd love you not to run away from me, but actually set up a time where we can talk through it. Please don't reject it. So many people have rejected these blueprints, and it doesn't affect me in that I don't feel like I missed it, but it does sadden me that people don't embrace them and they run away from them. So that's finished with you. If you like this video, press thumbs up. If you didn't like it, press thumbs down, and I'll pray for you and release angels to you to deal with you. If you liked this video, please comment. And if you like it, want to share it, please share it. God bless.